According to renowned theoretical physicist Professor Avi Loeb, the comet is on an extremely unusual path, moving too fast to be bound by the sun's gravity, breaking a typically seen orbital trajectory. And while this comet poses no current threat, Professor Loeb believes more data should be collected to uncover the nature of this object and whether it has the potential to create risks in the future.
3I Atlas, the interstellar object that has captured the attention of astronomers around the world, has once again defied predictions. Just when scientists thought they had a grasp on its trajectory, the object has veered off course in a way that has left experts rethinking their models and raising alarms about its increasingly unpredictable path. NASA, which has been tracking the object since it first entered our solar system, has issued a warning that its movements are now impossible to predict with certainty. This latest twist in the 3I Atlas story is not just a cause for concern, it is an invitation to look deeper into the mysteries that this interstellar traveler brings with it. What makes this shift so troubling, and what does it reveal about the nature of objects from beyond our solar system? 3I Atlas first gained worldwide attention due to its peculiar path. Its hyperbolic trajectory, a path that suggests it is not bound by the sun's gravity, hinted at something extraordinary. Unlike comets and asteroids, which follow elliptical orbits dictated by the sun's gravitational pull, 3I Atlas was different. Its speed and trajectory suggested that it was merely passing through our solar system on its way to somewhere else. However, this latest course change has thrown a wrench into the assumptions made by scientists, forcing them to reconsider what they thought they knew about such interstellar objects. NASA has been closely monitoring 3I Atlas ever since its arrival, and the space agency has been at the forefront of tracking its movements and analyzing the data. Initially, scientists had predicted its path with reasonable certainty, but the latest shift has shown that predictions can only go so far when dealing with objects from another star system. The gravitational influence of the sun was expected to alter the object's trajectory, but the degree of the change was far greater than anticipated. A 16-degree deflection in its course, a change that should have been subtle, instead sent shockwaves through the scientific community. This deflection was not just a minor shift. The object's path became increasingly erratic, and its behavior began to contradict what astronomers would expect from a typical comet or asteroid. This sudden change raised a serious question. What is driving the course alterations of 3I Atlas? Is it something inherent to the object itself, or is it being influenced by forces we don't yet fully understand? The answer, it seems, may lie in the object's very composition and the way it interacts with the environment of our solar system. While NASA has been cautious in issuing predictions, there is one thing they are clear about. There is no immediate threat to Earth.
But to start with, I'd like to address the rumors right at the beginning. I think it's important that we talk about that. This object is a comet. It looks and behaves like a comet and all evidence points to it being a comet. But this one came from outside the solar system, which makes it fascinating, exciting, and scientifically very important. This is only the third interstellar object like this that humanity has ever found. And a little bit more about the rumors. I think it's very important, and I'm actually very excited that a lot of the world was speculating about the comet while NASA was in a period where we couldn't speak about it due to the recent government shutdown. I think what I took away from that whole experience and watching that as we were working during the shutdown was just how interested and how excited people were about the possibility of what this comet could be. There was a lot of speculation about what it could be, but what I think is really awesome is that folks were interested in this incredible finding that we observed and that came from the heavens, and what that means, what it could mean about how magical the universe could be. It expanded people's brains to think about how magical the universe could be. And I'll tell you, here at NASA, we think that every day, and so it's really great that you were able to join us while we were, not able to comment because of the shutdown constraints.
This interstellar visitor, although erratic in its movements, poses no danger to our planet at this time. However, the object's unpredictable path underscores a more significant issue: the lack of understanding about how objects from beyond our solar system behave once they enter our gravitational influence. Unlike typical comets, which follow a somewhat predictable path as they approach the Sun and are influenced by solar radiation and outgassing, 3I Atlas is showing behavior that is hard to explain using traditional cometary models. The most perplexing aspect of 3I Atlas's trajectory is its sunward jet, a phenomenon that has been observed both before and after its closest approach to the Sun. Comets generally exhibit jets of gas and dust that are released as they heat up while passing near the Sun, but these jets are typically oriented away from the Sun, driven by the pressure of solar radiation. However, 3I Atlas has been showing an unusual sunward jet, a phenomenon that defies expectations. As the object passed through perihelion, the point at which it was closest to the Sun, scientists observed a distinct jet of material that seemed to be pushing the object toward the Sun rather than away from it. This is not just a curious detail. The sunward jet raises serious questions about the nature of 3I Atlas. Why would it produce a jet that points toward the Sun rather than away from it? Could there be something more to the object than meets the eye? Could it be that 3I Atlas is not just a random comet or asteroid, but something engineered or influenced by forces beyond natural phenomena? These are questions that Avi Loeb, a Harvard astrophysicist, has been pondering as he delves into the object's unusual behavior. According to Loeb, the persistence of the sunward jet, particularly after the object's gravitational deflection, challenges conventional models of cometary physics. Loeb's analysis takes a bold stance on the seemingly coincidental alignment between the deflection angle of 3I Atlas and its sunward jet. He argues that this alignment is far too precise to be chalked up to mere chance. According to Loeb, the object's movement through the solar system, first pushed off course by the Sun's gravitational influence and then drawn back toward the Sun by its own jet, exhibits a level of symmetry that is difficult to reconcile with the forces we currently understand. The deflection at perihelion, where the object came closest to the Sun, resulted in a 16-degree change in its trajectory. This kind of shift is expected when an object passes near a massive gravitational body like the Sun. However, what stands out to Loeb is that this deflection coincides with the opening angle of the object's sunward jet, a jet that appears to propel the object in the opposite direction, seemingly pushing it back toward the Sun. The alignment between the 16-degree deflection and the jet's 8-degree opening angle is a mathematical coincidence that Loeb finds too remarkable to ignore. The fact that the angle of deflection is exactly twice the angle of the jet's opening suggests a deeper, more intricate relationship between these two phenomena. Loeb proposes that this symmetry is not random, but rather an indicator of a potentially unknown force at play. If the behavior of the jet and the deflection angle were simply the result of the Sun's gravitational pull or the object's typical outgassing, the correlation would not be so precise. This suggests that the forces acting on 3I Atlas may go beyond the gravitational and radiation forces we are familiar with. Loeb's theory hinges on the idea that the forces affecting 3I Atlas are not entirely natural. While comets and asteroids are typically subject to gravitational forces from celestial bodies and radiation pressure from the Sun, Loeb is suggesting that something more exotic may be influencing the object's trajectory. The fact that the angle of the deflection exactly matches the sunward jet's geometry leads Loeb to speculate that the object's motion could be controlled or guided by an external force, possibly a force that we have not yet identified or fully understood. The idea that 3I Atlas could be influenced by forces beyond the gravitational and radiation pressures traditionally associated with such objects opens up a whole new avenue of inquiry. What if 3I Atlas is not a natural object at all? What if it is a product of advanced technology sent from another star system for reasons we cannot yet fathom? While this idea is speculative, it cannot be dismissed outright. The object's behavior is so anomalous that it invites further scrutiny and the consideration of alternative explanations. But 3I Atlas's behavior does not stop at just the sunward jet. Loeb's analysis goes further, highlighting the object's retrograde orbit, which is another anomaly. Objects in our solar system typically orbit in the same direction as the planets, but 3I Atlas's orbit is aligned in the opposite direction, a feature that is unusual for interstellar visitors. This retrograde motion, along with the object's fine-tuned trajectory that brings it close to Mars and Jupiter, raises further questions. How is it that 3I Atlas has such a precisely calculated path through the solar system? Could it be guided by some external force, or is this just an extraordinary coincidence? The puzzle deepens when we consider the structure of the object itself. 3I Atlas displays a tightly collimated jet that is seen both before and after its perihelion passage. This level of precision and consistency is not typical of natural comets, whose jets tend to vary in strength and direction as they pass through the solar system. The fact that 3I Atlas has maintained such a structured jet, even as it shifts course, suggests that there may be more to the object than simply being a comet. Loeb's analysis does not just challenge our understanding of 3I Atlas, but it also raises broader questions about our assumptions regarding interstellar objects. If 3I Atlas is not a typical comet, what else could be out there, lurking in the depths of space? How many more objects are out there drifting through our solar system that defy our understanding of the universe? As NASA and astronomers continue to monitor 3I Atlas, the mystery deepens. The object has already revealed so much about the behavior of interstellar visitors, but there is still much to learn. Will we uncover new forces at play, or will 3I Atlas simply remain an anomaly that we cannot explain? Whatever the outcome, this interstellar object has already changed the way we think about the cosmos. And as we continue to track its unpredictable path, we are reminded that the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. In the coming months, scientists will continue to observe 3I Atlas as it moves further away from the Sun and out of our solar system. But with every shift in its path, every unexpected anomaly, the object will keep scientists on edge, reminding us that the universe is far more mysterious and unpredictable than we ever imagined.